Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany. I'm a licensed nail technician, nail artist, and salon owner. Here on my channel, I like to talk about anything nail related, whether it's business, tutorials, how to, and so on. I wanted to talk about self-care today and the busy nail tech. So this video is more for any beauty service provider that works back to back and kind of has a busy schedule throughout the week. So if you're one of those busy techs or stylists who work back to back, you're fully booked and every day is just a busy day, you don't schedule your breaks in like, we should. You're running off of coffee most part of the day or a small snack like a granola bar, chocolates, yogurts, or something like that. I just wanted to say we need to do better. I'm speaking for myself here too. We do not take care of ourselves enough because we are too busy working and trying to take care of everyone else, but without taking care of ourselves first, we can't take care of anyone else later. So yeah, you see here in the video, I am meal prepping for the week. It is Sunday when I'm making this video. I take off Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesdays are kind of open for working, but I like to take those off too. But what I'd like to do is get myself situated for the week so everything is smooth, easy to go, and I don't have to overcomplicate things. So I'm meal prepping quite a bit of food here, but this is for me, some of my family, and my boyfriend, but you get the idea. To make your meals prior to the day before is awesome because as a busy nail tech, I go into work and I leave work late at night. And I don't schedule any time for breaks in between to eat, to keep me moving, to keep my energy up. I usually, in the day being a little irritated and having a giant headache. And recently I've been meal prepping over the past month and it has helped out a ton. Have you guys ever had a client come in that just watched you finish up with a previous appointment and they're like, oh, do you need a break? Like, have you even had lunch today? Take your time. It's okay. Like, I'm in no rush. And you're just like, no, it's okay. Let's just get your appointment going and, everything is good because we just want to be done with our workday. Like, it doesn't matter, I feel like, how passionate and how much you love to do what you're doing. It's still a job at the end of the day. And I know this is how I feel. Like, I love what I do so much, but for me, it's like, I just want to get through each day and I want to get back home. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think that kind of ties into burnout a little bit when you're doing things so much, you're so repetitive. It becomes more of a job than like your passionate career that you want to fully love and enjoy. Hi guys, I hope you enjoyed watching me somewhat cook. Yeah, I just wanted this video to be a conversation about self-care, where we're at mentally, taking care of ourselves so we can take care of our business. And I feel like it's something that's really hard to balance when you're, a creative service, you're a beauty professional, you're all of that in one. You're trying to follow your passions, your dreams, and grow a business and keep everything under control at the same time. So I posted this shirt on my Instagram and then I just showed you guys a clip of it. And this is one of my favorite t-shirts to wear because I'm like, yeah, it's so relatable. I do want to be creative. I do want to have fun. I do want to dive deep into my passions, but all of my energy is put into survival. Like, it's always like survival mode. It's always nonstop and it's hard to do a business and follow your dreams at the same time, if that makes sense. Like, some people said it was really relatable online, so I'm like, okay. It's not just me feeling crazy in my head about like, oh, always having 25 million things on my mind. And I feel like this shirt is just very relatable when you do want to follow your passions and dive deep into what you love to do. I've talked about burnout on my Instagram and on my TikTok before, and I talk about it here and there because I feel like it's something that definitely happens to all of us at some point, and sometimes more than some, especially when you take on a lot of different roles, a lot of different projects, you have goals that you're trying to reach, you have a vision for how you want things done, and sometimes it's just too overwhelming to deal with all of that and to manage your day-to-day business. I know for me it's a little tough sometimes because I just always feel like go, go, go. I'm always fully booked, so it makes it hard to squeeze in time for things in between that I really love to do. How I mentioned, I take 3 days off a week, which really is just 2 days off. And even with those days off, it's like admin work, it's doing other things. And sometimes I do squeeze in one day, how I originally meant for it to be one day for just self-care, to just reset, you know, get myself back in the right frame of mind and just kind of get prepared for the week that I wanted to share with you about the eating, the meal prepping, because I started doing it the past month, but I see it in conversations all the time online, even conversations that I have with other people that, you know, whether they're hairstylists, nails, masseuse, you know, anything along the lines of that, how we all work just back to back, scheduling people in, and not really taking care of ourselves during that time. And some people are really good about that and they do take care of themselves, and kudos to you guys, but a lot of us aren't. And I guess we really need to work on that, right? But I always just think it's about like, we as entrepreneurs, like we're not salaried, right? So we have to work to make the money. But then also, this is our job, right? Like at the end of the day, it does not matter. As I mentioned, it does not matter about like how passionate you are. I still feel like it's a job. So like, therefore we just want to get in, get the day done, and then like go home. I don't mean that in any negative tone, but like, that's just how I see it, right? That's how I feel. And maybe I'm in that alone, or maybe not, who knows? But I feel like all of that leads to the burnout. Like, so one thing that really adds to me getting overwhelmed, overworked, stressed, burnt out is overbooking myself. And I feel like, you know, that toxic online hustle culture, whatever, like, you know, some of your favorite nail techs that have like all of the followers, they have all the badass nails that they do, they're booked and busy. You know, that's always like inspo. We're like, oh, I can't wait to reach that. Well, you know, I feel like I've done a really good job at being booked and busy. And I always, up until recently, the past few months, I'm like, I don't want to be booked and busy. As crazy as that sounds, like, yeah, I want to have constant clientele. You know, I want to keep things norm. But to be working sun up to sundown and to just have that, like, it's just bragging rights to be like, yeah, I'm booked and busy, books are closed, I'm not taking any new clients right now, you know, it's just not fun. Like, it's not something that is like sustainable, because you're sitting at a desk for hours on end, you're not getting exercise in, you're just sitting there, your hands start hurting, back hurting, neck hurting, you're not eating, you're having conversation after conversation, everyone's energy, you know, is being transferred. Like, it tears you down over time. And that's what people don't talk about when they talk about like, I'm fully booked, right? Like, you see like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, like that's cool, like you're known, right? People love your work, you're making great money, but all of that comes at a cost, and eventually like you won't be able to go into work and enjoy it anymore. I follow quite a few people that do hair and nails and stuff like that, and I see from time to time like a lot of big people that are always booked, their work is great, that they take time off of work like months because of mental, like something's wrong with them mentally, because they're just overworked and stressed out. And I'm sure like, just, I know how I feel at the end of a week, especially a week where everyone comes in and puts their bullshit on me, and I'm like, I'm just here to do nails, you know? And we take on this role of like a therapist almost, but we just like listen to people just unload their week on us or their day on us. And, you know, if I have clients I've been seeing for so long, like, I want to know what's going on with them. I do care, but like, also it takes a toll on me. Like, there is an article that I read that was about like hairstylists suffer depression because of all of the clients like trauma dumping on them when they come and get their hair done. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I could definitely see that happening. And to be booked and busy and just dealing with people day in and day out, and I sit with people for like 2 up to 3 hours sometimes, and just to have someone just sitting there just nonstop going off about life or something, like that will just drain you, and eventually like you're gonna be like, I need to get out of this job. So it's like on us to figure out how we can balance like a good work environment, still being passionate, still being creative, still fully loving what we do, but also like setting those boundaries so we can avoid any of these situations in the future. Don't get me wrong, I love all of the people that come to me as my customers. You know, they're a great, amazing bunch of people. And I wouldn't trade having them in my seat for anything, but you know, it can still be a little draining at times. And I love what I do and I don't want to change what I do, but I could definitely see in the future, if I constantly work how I do right now, that I will not do this in the next few years probably, because I will just be done with it. I mean, last year I opened up my first business and I just worked as much as I could. Like if people wanted to come in, I'm there. I was there until 1 a.m. before working from in the morning. You know, I just did not care. And this year I'm like, there's no way I can do that. I've learned how to set new boundaries at work. Like before, when I had a smaller clientele, I'd bend over backwards, okay? I would not care, you know, I would do whatever it would take to make sure that these people would come in, get their nails done, they're taken care of. I can't do that. Like, it's just not something that will benefit you in the long run. Not at all. So this year I've learned how to set those boundaries. I've learned how to make my job go a little bit smoother, where everyone is still taken care of, everyone is still top priority, but also I'm still number one priority in my life. So that way I can, you know, keep this going long term. For us to set boundaries, I feel like it's super important, because without those, like our policies, right? Like everyone bitches and complains on TikTok. My goodness, you guys go down the rabbit hole of what customers or potential customers or just random people online say about people's policies and rules and stuff. They're there for us to just protect us and keep structure and all of that. And I don't care what people say, it is what it is. I mean, I think keep it short and sweet. Whatever works for you, do it that way. But it is important for us to have those policies in place. Those are our boundaries. Those are what set the tone for like how everything is going to go when it comes to us taking in clients. And who cares what people say? Set it in place, because it's so important, because then we can hold everyone to the same standard when it comes to booking an appointment. And if anyone violates that, then we're just done with that and we're moving forward, and someone else will come and take their place that will respect that and will really make you enjoy doing your job with them. And that will help you avoid being overwhelmed, stressed out, and unhappy with your job. Some things that I do to help avoid being overwhelmed and stressed and burnt out is, one, like I mentioned, having policies in place, having the boundaries there with your clients. Don't bend for them anymore. Don't make exceptions. It's only going to hurt you in the long run. And I say that from tons of experience. And just stick to what you say, like your policy is and what your boundaries are, and stay firm in that. Also, taking time off of work for yourself, setting business hours for yourself. Do not do any work or, you know, contacting anyone with outside of your hours, because then you're going to feel like you're constantly 24/7 having to get back to people. You don't have to. You have business hours. You have your business days. Stick to that. Having a scheduled day off that is solely for yourself. The day is all about you. Whether you want to exercise, you want to meal prep, you want to sit outside, you want to grab drinks, you want to be fully disconnected from social media and your phone, have a day that's dedicated just for that. I always think 2 days off, you should have one for yourself, one for like admin work. That will definitely help. Another thing that I recommend, and I also try myself for dealing with preventing burnout and also still fueling that creative side of yourself, is finding a new hobby. Try something different. You know, if you do nails, maybe in your free time you don't want to do nails, because that's kind of where I'm at, where if I have free time, I do deep down inside want to go and like do press-ons or create something for myself, just something super fun and funky. But I'm like, the last place I wanted to be today is at the salon. So I find some kind of other creative outlet to just like get that out. Then I feel like refreshed and renewed and inspired to create like a bunch of amazing nails in the week coming forward. So that's something else I suggest. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap up this video. I don't want to make a super long video of me just going on about this and that with burnout and business and entrepreneurship and nail tech life. Maybe I will start a podcast, who knows, because I have so much to say about everything that could be a giant long conversation, rant, venting, however it's gonna come out. But yeah, I just want to say that we all need to take time for ourselves. Self-care needs to be number one. I feel like we say this about everything all the time, but self-care needs to be number one. We do have to take care of ourselves. When we work in a service industry, especially beauty service industry, it is easy for us to forget about taking care of ourselves because we're too busy taking care of everyone else. Entrepreneurship is definitely not easy. It is tough, but I think just setting some boundaries, making goals weekly, monthly, yearly, help us check in with ourselves, you know, every week, every couple of weeks, and just kind of make an outline, a plan for ourselves helps out with, you know, structure, which is very important. But yeah, okay. If you watched this far, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in another video very soon. Bye.